switch sex from what to what? Man to female?
Yes.
Or man to non-binary?
Male to female, but you're also trying to discredit just trans people as a whole.
No, I'm just saying you're wrong, and you know you're wrong.
Well, no, there's clownfish, there's snails, which are hermaphrodites. Humans have intersectionality.
What's a hermaphrodite?
Something that's male and female.
Okay, so that's two. You're further making my point.
Right, but
Show me something with 3 or 4 or 5 genders.
hermaphrodite is a type of where you have combined chromosomes of male and female.
Of what?
Male and female.
That's 2.
Combined.
Amen. That's 2, and that's my point. There's only 2. Now, that's my point.
A preacher turns the tables on a wokie using her own argument against her. Talk about a taste of your own medicine.
And when it comes to Palestine, are you pro-LGBTQ?
Yeah, I mean, I'm...
Okay, you are.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, this is gonna come off crazy, but do you realize that Palestinians would like throw people off the top of a bridge?
I mean, no, that's, I mean, I think that's probably like a exaggeration.
They don't like them.
What's that?
They don't like them.
I mean, look, that's like, to me, that's like not part of like the central contradiction of Israel-Palestine is not, you know, whether they approve of people. Like first you take care of the colonial question, then you can work on, you know, like social progress, but yeah.
With you being would just kind of be like chicken supporting Chick-fil-A.
A pro-Palestine and LGBTQ advocate gets a reality check from a reporter, capped with a zinger that leaves him speechless.
Also, what a great example for the body-positive community. What do you think Tim Waltz can be as an inspiration for body-positive people?
A young man came to him and said, we want to have a club here at our high school. And he said, I'm going to lead that because I need to be...
He's like a leader.
The reporter throws some shade at Tim Walz, with a touch of sarcasm so subtle, the interviewee completely misses the mark. Awkward or hilarious?
This is a crack and hooker aficionado who disputed his biological daughter's birth, had to be dragged kicking and screaming to admit that she was his. And on the right, we have a intact family. Which one's weirder?
I'm gonna say on the right.
On the left, we have a guy who disowned his 4th child erroneously. It was his daughter. And to the right, we have a family man with 3 children who didn't disown any of them. What is weirder?
An intact family.
That's weirder? Why is it weirder?
It's an illusion. It's very expected.
That seems like the opposite of the definition of weird, to be honest. You're saying the guy on the right is weirder.
First of all, it's a weird comparison.
I think somebody who is comfortable in their skin is generally normal.
Is the one on the left comfortable in his skin when he was smoking crack and doing hookers? You're not gonna get arrested if you give the wrong answer.
Probably the right. He's already been called weird by everyone.
So you won't tell us why he's weird, but you'll just say he's weird because everyone else is.
I'm a joiner, I'm a big follower.
Wokies declare a family photo of J.D. Vance stranger than a man in his underwear. I guess it's all about perspective, right?
You guys were at Laguna, right?
Love Laguna.
Yeah, I told you to back the
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Back the
Hey, that's physical.
Hell it is. Seriously.
What are you doing?
Back the up.
Hey,
I
relax.
asked you to get on my face. I don't want to be on
Hey,
camera.
relax.
I don't want to be on camera.
You're on camera
Drop
right
the
now.
camera.
You're on camera
back
right
the
now.
camera. I didn't agree to it. I told you to back the off the first time, buddy. You keep coming back and bothering me.
Different
Stop
guys.
bothering me. You're at Laguna. You bothered me there, buddy. You were there like it's on November 7th. You with me there.
November
I told
7th?
you. Yeah, I told you to.
No, wrong person.
Really?
Yeah, different person, man.
You sure?
Yeah, you shouldn't be assaulting random people.
Yeah, you know what? Seriously, with the camera bull, get the out of the way.
I'm allowed to record here. It's a public area.
Actually, like seriously though.
And you're not allowed to assault people just randomly.
Go ahead. You go ahead.
A camera-shy wokie doesn't just shy away. He tries to take on the reporter, definitely not ready for his close-up.
Okay, so Donald Trump's a racist, and that's why he shouldn't be on Twitter. Is that correct?
Right.
Absolutely, 100%.
He just spreads negativity.
He doesn't, there's no. That's why there's so much violence. Like we're gonna have violence, but you have more violence when people promote it and continue to keep speaking on things that shouldn't be spoken on.
Okay, so he promoted violence?
I believe he promotes violence.
Yeah.
You believe so, or you know so?
I know so.
What did he do that promoted violence?
Look what happened at the Capitol. That was all him.
Did he tell him to do that?
Absolutely, 100%.
He did?
Yeah.
When did he tell him to do that?
Did you not watch the news?
No, I watched the whole. I watched the whole thing.
So if you really believe, I mean, obviously you're a Trump supporter. That's why you're asking me these questions.
I'm defending. I would say I'm more of defending free speech here. Like you can dislike Trump. I'm a racist too. What is your evidence for saying that?
When out of ammo on Trump, a wokie plays the racist card against the reporter. Because when in doubt, throw out accusations.
All you're doing is throwing insults. All you're doing is throwing insults. Get
not talking any factual evidence here. You're talking insults. You're talking nonsense right now, man. You're propping up the party that put us in chains. You're propping up the party that put us in chains, man. You don't even know your own history, man. I mean, you're older than me. That's a shame. That's a shame. Listen, man, I fought for my country. I know my history, man. I know my history. You don't know your history. You don't know your history. You see the type of stuff, man?
A black Trump supporter dismantles a BLM activist with just his words. Who needs a mic when you've got facts?
I'm against them, pretty much. Because I don't agree with their views at all.
What are some things that they've said that you don't agree with?
Just like their conservative views. I'm more of a liberal. I'm against illegal immigration.
So are they?
I believe guns should not be taken away from us. I love guns.
So you agree a turning point on that?
Yeah.
You're for legal immigration?
Am I for illegal immigration?
No, are you for legal immigration?
Oh, legal immigration, 100%.
Cool, so are they. You're for a good economy?
I'm 100% for a good economy, but how are they proposing a good economy?
Well, I'm just saying conservatives and Trump in office right now, GDP's up, unemployment's down for a lot of people across the board.
Yeah, and I hope every president would do that. That's the president's job.
So you're happy about that?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if that's true or not. That GDP is up and all that, but if it were, good for.
Ironically, a Wokey finds common ground with Turning Point, but still claims opposition. Ever heard of being agreeably disagreeable?
When it comes to abortion, but I don't think that you've avoided religion when it comes to the Israeli conflict. And I don't know that you can be completely unbiased in the issue, given that,
Well, I can be unbiased on the subject that the Palestinians have elected 3 governments to form a unity government with the stated goal of the destruction of the state of Israel and the murder of all Jews in the area. So that I can be relatively unbiased on. As far as the idea that the Palestinian population... As far as the idea that the Palestinian population is more evil than other populations, they certainly hold more evil views than other populations by poll statistics, by how many Palestinians approve of, by how many Palestinians voted for an actual group, Hamas, and another actual group, Palestinian Authority, and another actual the Islamic Jihad. Okay, so I don't think that all views are equal, and I don't think that people who hold evil views are necessarily good. I mean, I'm sorry if the polls don't support the idea that everyone is equally wonderful, but everyone is not equally wonderful.
Ben Shapiro cuts through a lefty's arguments on Palestine like a hot knife through butter.
Do you believe in love? And love is love, right? Love is love.
Do you believe that Jesus... Oh yeah, love is love. And I was just getting done telling them this. That water bottle that you're drinking, right? Now you would say water is water, right? But bottled water is not the same as toilet bowl water. The same thing that immoral love is not the same as pure love.
Pure love. What are you trying to make
Marriage.
About?
Okay, so pure love is between one man and one woman.
It doesn't matter. Heart is heart. Love is love. You can't. Sexually pure love don't mean nothing. You're making up words right now.
Okay, so now the Bible says that the heart is incredibly deceitful and wicked. You shall not lean on your own understanding. The heart. Your heart is incredibly deceitful and wicked. You cannot lean on your own understanding because you'll falter. You're going to fall into your own lust, your own desires.
A street preacher catches a Wokey pro-trans in a logical bind over the idea that love is love. Easy. Simple, yet effective.
I was sitting here crying a little bit. Stop scrolling for a second. You are a somebody. Did you ever have somebody else say to you, oh, you think you're so special? You are special. You should act like you're a somebody because you are a somebody. Get some good rest. Take care of yourself.
To the Wokey pro-trans making a scene without a clear argument, someone shouts, yes, you are somebody. You're a lunatic. Ouch.
As soon as he takes the oath, he will have generals walk down the steps of the Capitol. He will take a hammer and break the glass where the Constitution is, and he will tear it up in our faces. And say, now, I'm the king of the fucking world. You will bow down to this. He will punish everybody that didn't vote for him. Let me tell y'all how I know this shit. I know it because I know what mental illness looks like. That mania is unstoppable. See, this mother Hitler. He didn't come to play.
Jennifer Lewis completely loses it over a Trump prediction. Someone's definitely not keeping their cool.
Half Americans consider themselves very liberal, and probably fewer of them consider themselves to be woke. And so, you know, when we talk about traditional
what does that mean to you? Would you mind defining woke? Because it's come up a couple times, and I just want to make sure we're on the same page.
So, I mean, woke is sort of the idea that this is going to be one of those moments that goes viral. I mean, woke is something that's very hard to define, and we've spent an entire chapter defining it. It is sort of the understanding that we need to totally reimagine and redo society in order to create hierarchies of oppression. It's hard to explain in a 15-second soundbite.
An anchor casually asks a guest to define woke, and she unravels faster than you can say triggered.
It's not my thing, but I realise it's a growing thing.
It is.
It's not your thing? My problem is this kind of vegan...
It's definitely not.
...that goes on.
He's against animal cruelty, so
everyone
it is
that drinks milk, according to you, is a murderer.
No, not consciously. They don't know. But now you know what happens to animals in slaughterhouses so you can have milk in your coffee. And what are you going to do about it?
A lot of cows that get milk don't go to slaughterhouses.
Yes, they do.
No, they don't.
You don't know nothing about the industry, Mum.
A vegan wokey thinks we get milk from cows at slaughterhouses. Time for a biology refresh, perhaps.
Honestly, if you were really concerned about people being obese and representing something bad, you would take yourself off the air because you're not exactly slim yourself.
Well,
right?
okay, I'm 220 pounds and I'm 6'1". Right, you're 5'4" and you're 380 pounds. So there is a difference. I'm not morbidly obese.
Right, but you're still
I'm
fat
actually reasonably
too.
healthy.
You're still fat
I'm reasonably fit. Well, you might think I'm fat. Most viewers are looking at this and think they're not seeing me as morbidly obese, right? So you're perfectly entitled to throw the jibes back at me.
But you're still fat. You being less
I'm not in
fat
Miley
than
Cyrus's
me
pop
doesn't
video.
make, you know.
I'm not in a pop video, am I? Extolling the
But you're on
virtues of my body.
TV. You're on TV. You're on TV every day.
So you think that me
You're on
sitting
TV
here
every
now...
day. You're going to tell me that...
You think, just to clarify, there is a comparison between me sitting here now, 6'1", 220 pounds, I am reflecting and celebrating a clinically dangerous level of weight, you think?
A self-proclaimed body-positive wokey calls Piers Morgan out for his weight. Hot meat kettle.
Accountable for my actions, and the university has already indicated the seriousness with which they view my actions. And I also do not believe that free speech laws were there to protect, to regulate violence. Free speech laws are there because we use free speech to identify problems in our society, generate solutions to the problems, and then reach a consensus. So freedom of speech is actually is protection for the mechanism by which our individuals and society properly orient themselves across time. It's not even a principle, it's the fundamental method by which our societies manage to maintain the stability that they do maintain. And so
it's one of the ways we do that, yes.
Well, I would say that it's the fundamental way. So, and I mean, I think we could have a reasonable discussion about that, but because freedom of speech is so tightly tangled up with the means by which we solve problems, I mean, I think, you know, and then I talk, but I get corrected when I speak publicly, and the fact that I'm being corrected.
Jordan Peterson gives a lesson on free speech to a trans wokey professor. School is officially in session.
Want to catch wokey moments in 4K? Watch till the end, subscribe, like the video, and comment wokies for a chance to win a brand new iPhone 16 or a cash prize. Also, don't forget to check out the next video on the end screen for more chances to win.
Someone having a little gun for self-defense, but I have an issue with the bigger ones.
Why?
Because it's ridiculous.
Why?
You don't need an AK-47 to defend your house.
Why?
Because you don't need that.
That's not an argument.
This isn't a war zone.
It's not an argument.
All right, leave me the alone. Don't.
You came up to me, and now you're mad because you don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, my brother and my dad are in the United States Marines.
It's not an argument.
And they don't think you need.
That's not an argument. Their opinions don't matter.
What you think is an argument.
Okay, well then why'd you come up to me?
Because you're a. That's why.
You surround yourself
by.
by.
Don't put it on your YouTube channel.
We will check it out at Liberty Hangout.
Goes crazy at stupid.
A wokey anti-gun liberal stumbles badly when trying to justify his stance. Not all arguments are bulletproof.
You voting for Kamala or is it going to be Trump? And why Kamala or why Trump?
Trump.
Why you want for Trump?
They're gonna make the economy lit again.
Okay, so you're looking for that good stimulus, something like it, something similar to it?
Nah, I get money. I don't need that government assistance.
Okay, so other than that, do you think that he's going to bring better health care, he's going to bring better taxes to our working class community?
Yeah, because last president, they had all the jobs overseas, they bringing them back to the economy.
And do you think that Trump is going to keep us safe against foreign policies and letting all the other nations come inside? No?
You can answer that yourself.
What do you think about Kamala?
A black Trump supporter effortlessly schools a Wokey reporter. Turnabout is fair play.
And one of my biggest learning moments today on campus is how almost everything gets attributed to racism or discrimination. There's a fabulous book I encourage all of you to read. It should be required reading by black economist Thomas Sowell called Discriminations and Disparities. It might be the other way around, disparities, whatever. I think it is discrimination and disparities. And he makes the argument there are hundreds of other potential explanations for not just racial groups, but smaller than racial groups, how you go locally, linguistically, and all this. So I encourage you to look at that, and you have to factor that in. I don't think for a second, and you wouldn't either, that Oprah Winfrey, who has a house right down the street, if she committed a crime, that somehow she would not be able to get the best legal help. It's not about skin color as much as it is income, which is not about race. It's about other choices, such as, is there a father in the home?
Charlie Kirk lays down the facts about the myths of institutional racism to a lefty student. Consider that myth busted.
Right? Broken down neighborhoods, gangs controlling the free movement of people. And so essentially, that's a tough way to grow up. It's almost like it gives you PTSD to grow up there. Now, as a society, we need law and order, so we send in some cops who are often the same age as the guys on the street and say, go straighten that place out. It's an impossible task for the cops because they haven't created any of the psychological, the social, and the moral problems of the inner city, widespread illegitimacy, broken families, gangs. Cops didn't do any of that, nor can they fix it. So my point is, that's what we should fix. And if we do that, we will be going to the root cause of these problems. We will be fighting on the side, not just of the cops, but even of the kid who is up against the cops. And we will make the Black Lives Matter people irrelevant.
Ever wonder how to make the BLM movement irrelevant? A speaker at a debate spells it out for a student.
I have a quote from you here. It says, I think that they're meaning the Black Lives Matter movement, whole existence is just a liberal progressive socialist movement to make sure that they keep the black community on the 21st century economic plantation that's been created by the left. Would you like to clarify that?
I can clarify it very easily. You can follow the money, and the money of Black Lives Matter goes back to a guy, George Soros, so that tells you one thing. And let me tell you, all lives matter. It's not just about Black Lives Matter. If you really are concerned, start talking about school choice in the black community. If you really are concerned, start talking about the decimation of the black family, which I don't hear. Do not be manipulated by people that are using you as a political tool so that you can keep your own people suppressed. Get off the plantation and think on your own.
A black speaker lays down some hard truths about BLM to a lefty student. Education comes in many forms. For more Wokey videos, click on the screen right now.